So my practice started getting better. Life was starting to get more like breathable, I guess. I wasn't thinking as crazy as I was back in the day. And there was a boxing gym across the street from where I lived, and I was like, well, shit, like I'll go try some boxing because Muay Thai is great, but like it's different Muay Thai fighting, Muay Thai punching than boxing punching. Boxing punching is different. Plus, I'm a big fan of just trying different martial arts because, in my experience, the more martial arts you try, the better you learn. Because, like, Taekwondo, it's all about agility, so you learn agility. Boxing is all about, like, tight, clean. Muay Thai is just, like, brute force. But it's all good because, like, like every martial art I have done has elevated my fight game just that much more because it just, like, it's a different way of thinking about things and it's good to get out of your comfort zone. But yeah, so I decided to go to this boxing gym, and I go to this boxing gym, and I'm hooked again. I'm training a lot more. I'm doing 2 a days because I got the time to do it. So I'm doing 2 days on my days off, like once, and then I'm working out. I'm just like I'm like slowly introducing myself back to a fight camp, but just very naturally without like actually doing a fight camp. Just like doing it for fun, I guess you can say. Because I mean, fight camps like is a great way to get in shape. Like it's a great way to lose some weight. Running really helps a lot. So yeah, I was training hard. I was doing my thing, and then I eventually started going back to that old Muay Thai gym where I had all my fights and stuff like that. I didn't pay for a membership, but they had this thing on Friday. It was like an open mat thing, and it was called Fight Night Fridays. And like I was cool with the coach, so I was like, oh, I'm sure you won't care, blah blah blah. So I ended up going to Fight Night Fridays, and Fight Night Fridays are pretty much just like all the fighters show up and we fight. There's no coach. Like it can get violent, really. Like it gets violent almost every single Friday, but it's just like it's rough sparring, like hard sparring. Like I've been dropped multiple times of Fight Night Fridays. It's tough, but like it's where you learn how to like really. That's how you really learn technique. I mean, not learn how you learn technique, but that's how you learn how to spar and how to handle the heat. But this crazy thing happened to me like when I was sparring with people back in the day before I did like this whole like spiritual awakening, I guess you could say. I was like, when I'd spar people, I'd be like, yeah, like, like I'd hit you and I'd be like, good, like I want to hurt you, like, because I was also like, a lot of fighters have anger, and like I had anger, and I don't think it ever goes away. You just learn how to deal with it more. But I mean, like I had a lot of anger growing up, and I would use fighting as a way because fighting almost kind of rewards anger in certain like for small periods of time. Anger is a very good thing in fighting, so it would kind of reward my anger. But what I realized when I went back to sparring is like I didn't have that urge to hurt people anymore. Like when I'd be sparring with people, like I'd be sparring and like doing my thing, and then I would just be like kind of like messing around, like I wouldn't be really trying to fight the dude. I'd just be trying to like train and get better, But the thing is like one punch too hard and like it can get wild really quickly. Like sparring gets wild very easily. All it takes is one hard punch. So yeah, we were doing hard sparring. And then there's this guy named Jin, and he's like an assistant coach. He's like this older Asian dude. I mean, he's jacked and everything. He's not that old. He was still on the mats, and I could tell he wanted to go another round. And I'm always the type of dude to be like, "Oh, you want to do another round? Let's go another round," Because I'm here to work, you're here to work. We're like, let's work together. And so we started sparring, and like at this point, I was very like kind of like style bender style. Like I'd punch people and then like move and then move and then like punch, punch, punch and then move, move, move. Like use a lot of footwork and like I wouldn't stay like how your traditional Muay Thai like stays in the middle and then like bang kicks and then he kicks and then you kick and then it's like much more brutal in like the traditional Muay Thai way, and I was just not about that. I don't want to get hit. I don't mind getting hit, but at the same time, like at this point, I was like, every time I get hit, it's like brain damage. Like I'm starting to realize I'm getting older now, and I'm like, I need to start taking care of my brain. Because like even if it was 2 years of like hard training and sparring and fighting stuff, like I could see the effects of being punched all the time. And also I never kept my hands up that much either, so that didn't help either. But like I would switch words around in sentences, like I sort of drunk, I'm not God. I'd say shit like that, and like I just noticed I was starting to notice the effect, and I'd get like headaches and shit like that, and I was like really starting to notice. I was like I need to really like do a better job of taking care of myself and my body. So anyway, me and Jin, we start going at it, and he's like a pit bull. He's just like coming at me like crazy. I don't know. I think the devil might have possessed him or something, but like he's wild and he's coming after me like he's throwing crazy. He's kicking, he's punching, and like I said, I didn't have the anger in me, and so I didn't want to like hurt him, which is weird, because they say like you don't play fight, and like at that moment I was play fighting, and I will never make that mistake again. But I remember like we were just going after it, and he was just like he was pissed because I kept hitting him and moving, and he wasn't fast enough to catch me. So the only way to deal with that is to brawl with the dude. So he wanted to brawl with me, and so he started brawling with me. And I just remember I didn't have that urge to hurt him, and so like there's so many times where I saw his face just open, and I didn't throw punches because I was like, no, like I'm just gonna wait for the round to be over. I'm just gonna wait for the round to be over. I remember like it was close to the end of the round. I had my hands up, and it's like hook, hook, boom, and I just hear crack. All I hear is a crack, and all of a sudden, like my breathing's all fucked up, and I don't understand. I was like, oh my god, my breathing's fucked up. Anyway, so I finished the round, and then like we hug, you know, because like at the end of the day, it's all love. No matter how bad you get your ass beat, at the end of the day, it's all love, you know. Like we hug it out. We're like, oh, good rounds, blah 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 blah. And I just sit down by the pads because I'm like, I'm trying to breathe, and I can only breathe out of one nostril, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? And then Jin came over to me because he saw I was like sitting down. He's like, hey man, blah blah blah, you good? Blah blah. And I was like, bro, I think my nose is broken. And he looks at me. And he's like, oh yeah, your shit's fucked up. And so I go in the bathroom and I look, and my nose is completely just shifted. Like it's not good. I look like shit. Like my eyes were getting closed. Like for some reason when my nose got broken, my eyes got closed, like smaller. Not a good look. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like what do I do? Like I don't even know if I have health insurance. Like bro, like this is so bad. And I come down to like sit down, and I was like, oof. I rode my bike to the gym because you know I'm always riding my bike to the gym. And I was like, well, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna ride my bike to the ER and like see what happens. And I remember Jin came over to me and like got on his knees, and he was like, I'm so fucking sorry, dude, blah blah blah. And he was like apologizing, and then there was tears coming into his eyes. And at this point I'm starting to get emotional too, because I'm like, bro, like it's okay, it's all good, we're just sparring, like it's not like it's not your fault. I should have kept my hands up, you know. And it just got very emotional very quickly, and I was like, and he's like, let me take you to the ER, let me take you to the ER. And so then he takes me to the ER, and I go there, and I must have been shocked or something, because they asked me for my social security number, and I was like, what is your social security number? And I was like, why? I was like, because I need like a guideline, because I'm pretty sure it's these numbers, but like, are yours close to these numbers? And he said completely different numbers. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what my social security is, because I have it memorized, but at the time I couldn't spit it out, you know. I was probably like some type of shock. But so then bring me to ER, and I remember just like being in the ER, and like it's like that floating rib, you know. Every time I start getting good at this game, I get injured, and this happened again. And like the fight game has broken my heart plenty of times, and it's heartbreaking because like it's like I want to do this, and then your body's like no, or like whatever. I believe there's like something's like, this is not your path, you stupid idiot, stop being so stubborn, move on. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to. But so I was in the ER, and I was like so sad, and I felt like crying, and I was like, at this point, like I've always suppressed my emotion, but at this point I was like, no, I'm gonna cry this time. Like so I'm like crying, like, and there's nobody in the room, and then the doctor walks in, and all he sees is a broken nose and me crying, so he probably thinks I'm crying because of physical pain, but it's really emotional pain. But it doesn't matter to him. All that goes down, and I got a broken nose. It's horrible. But I remember being like, it's crazy because the week before that happened, like Monday, I was like super torn, because the thing, like especially once I start getting into my spirituality, is like one preaches, especially like Buddhism, they preach like non-violence, you know, non-violence. But then Muay Thai, it's violence, hurt people, you know, like, and so they're always conflicting with each other, and I just like, I never knew how to like kind of make them work together. I kind of let spirituality or like Buddhism, the whole non-violence thing, kind of trump over my violent aspect of myself, which is me not being true to myself, you know, because I like a little aggression, you know, like I enjoy it. That's why I like martial arts, is because I have it in me, and it's just in me, you know, something I work on. Yeah, it kind of trumped over me, my non-violence side and my kindness, and like I kind of let people walk over me, honestly, with my whole like spiritual journey. Like I kind of like that I went too far in that direction, and people took advantage of me because of that, because like as horrible as it sounds, like nice guys like don't win a lot, you know, because like they're too nice, you know. And that's just like the life we live in. And I let my spirituality get the best of me, I guess you could say, in some weird way. But I'm gonna say that for another video, because I think that could be a whole nother topic. But back to the whole martial art thing, you know, like I've lived a life without martial arts and I lived a life with martial arts. And my life with martial arts has always been better, you know? And like to this day, so once I got my nose broken, I pretty much like quit. I was like, dude, fuck this. Like I'm so done. And then 8 months later, I started going to another Muay Thai gym where I lived because like I moved to a different location. And it was chill. It was like a nice small gym, and I fell back in love with it. But like this time, I was like, no, like I'm not doing that fighting shit. I'm just gonna train. And like currently, like I'm training again. It's cool. Like I can only do it 2 days a week right now because I work 4 days a week, and my schedule's all fucked up. But I'm currently your boy's going into BJJ, and it's humbling going to a new martial art because like I'm when we spar like I'm good. Like I'm not the best obviously, and there's levels to it, but like I'm gonna hit you, you know. But with Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I'm a fucking baby. Like they might as well not even know that I train Muay Thai because you know it's never gonna even come in handy for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And so I'm like I'm a white belt. I'm brand new. Everyone's manhandling me. It's super humbling, but it's like the way it is, you know. That's the beautiful thing about martial arts is like you think you're hot shit. It's like well then wrestle with this guy. Or you think you're good BBJ. Well then go do judo with that guy. Oh you think you're good at kicking? Do taekwondo with that guy. You know, and you just it's a never ending loop. You know, and so that's why I love martial arts. But yeah, that being said, like I just wanted to kind of give you my journey of martial arts and my insights about it. But I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's such a journey worth taking, you know? Especially if you've never done anything like combat-ish and you're kind of like scared about it or like don't let the movies scare you, like the gym movies where like you come in, there's like rap music, there's a bunch of like big ass dudes and they're like, "Okay, oh, you want to train here? Okay, get in the ring and spar with me first, you know?" Like that shit doesn't happen. And if it does happen, you need to turn around and walk out because that's not a good gym. That's a toxic gym, you know? But most gyms like I've gone to a decent amount of gyms, I've traveled a decent amount to different gyms and I've never encountered anything like that, you know? So like don't let the movies psych you out. If you don't have like that way of like it's humbling. Like it brings you back to earth when you get punched in the face. It brings you back to earth when you get kicked in the face, you know? It brings you back to earth when you get choked out, you know? Like these things like they just make you like more down to earth and just kind and more gentle, you know? Because the nice thing about like training martial arts is you have a safe place to get violent, you know? And if you do get violent there, like I promise you there's someone else that's gonna be more violent than you and is gonna show you just how violent he is, you know? And so it really teaches you how to control yourself and it's a great practice. I highly recommend it to anybody who has any type of fear or is scared of any type of situation like that because what happens is that if you don't deal with that fear is going to manifest and maybe like you're going to yell at your girl or you're going to get in fights at the bars, you know? And those are super dangerous situations. Whereas if you go to the gym, you can handle it in a safe situation and you can learn a new skill. You know, and a lot of us like right now I'm 26. I ain't got no girl. I got a job. That's cool, whatever. But like I like martial arts is the one thing, and I guess this YouTube shit. But it's like something I can work at and get better and better at. You know, it's really important for especially like men or everybody. But I'm a man, so I'm talking from a man's perspective. To explore, and I'm 26 too. You know, so I'm still like, my testosterone's like probably peaking right now. You know, and it's really important for men to have something that we can work at and get good at. You know, and not only that, but with martial arts, it's like I'm telling you, you build an aura around yourself, you know, and then people can't fuck with you anymore. And that's just what I gotta say about martial arts. You know, I highly recommend you get on the train, do some training, Muay Thai, BBJ, Judo, Taekwondo, boxing, those are all great things. But thank you for watching my video.